Dawson Hartman has 4 days until sentencing on his activities. Allegedly, he had gotten arrested for possession, and I think it was a DUI. It's on a federal level, so it must have been a lot.
I just wanted to let you know that I don't care.
Yes, ma'am. How much does he owe you?
About 225.
225,000?
Yeah.
Last I checked, over $500,000. Grand totaling millions. He did bring a bunch of really good guys together, and I think that was part of the MO. It was like, you know, the better the guys I can have around me, the better I'll look.
I've done every one of my tattoos but 3. When I started tattooing, I shook real bad, just shake real bad with a pen or pencil. But as soon as I started tattooing, like your hand completely stopped shaking. It's pretty wild.
Hey, bud, we're hanging out. We gotta get tattooed, bud, and dude's gotta draw. So you gotta calm down a lot.
The photos are from the first 6 jobs. That's all the information you need.
I remember when those knuckle booms, those grapple saw trucks first came out, and they were in that magazine. I ripped the page out of the magazine and I stuck it on the door at the Fern. So I looked at it every day I left the house. And then I ran into him and it was just, here's one, here's one, here's one.
We're getting a look at what's being considered the future of safe tree trimming.
News4Jax reporter Eric Avendier introduces us to a transformer called Megatron.
Professional tree trimmers call this behemoth of a machine a grapple saw crane, but Canary tree trimming owner Justin Hartman has named it Megatron. Hartman can stand 100 yards away and use this remote to control Megatron.
With full remote control, I can turn the truck on, shut the truck off, do any function needed by remote, and completely take this tree down without being anywhere near it or any of its debris.
In 2020, after laying off all of his employees and taking advantage of PPP loans to get more grapple saw trucks, Justin Hartman began traveling the country spreading the gospel of a document called the AOB, Assignment of Benefit. When in place between a contractor and a policyholder, an AOB allows the contractor, among other things, to send a bill directly to the insurance company selling the policy. On his tour across the U.S., Justin asked local companies everywhere to offer him their emergency tree jobs in the wake of storms. With an AOB in place, Hartman would then do the job himself or use one of his operators to complete the work, and then bill the insurance company associated with the claim for tens of thousands, promising a huge chunk to his operators and local partners. While many of his AOB-related billing practices were sound under the law, insurance companies would often refuse to pay the bills, and when they did pay, Justin failed to pay his associates throughout the country. He racked up a debt with these contractors to the tune of millions.
Bye. It don't matter to me, man. We're going where we're going.
He said we're going where we're going.
You and I were working together. We were in New Orleans, and we were still doing storm chasing of our own when we could. It was said like, yo, this dude's like huge, big storm guy. I started following him on Facebook, and then I believe he saw us actually at a storm and hit me up and was like, yo, it would be better if you did things like this.
I mean, I've been watching the things they do on Facebook for quite some time and watching cranes operate and stuff, and I was like, man, this is really the future, and I wanted to be part of it. Pretty much called Justin and said, hey, I got an insurance job. Anyways, done the job, didn't really think much of it. They called me again and tell me to do another job, which started late one night, and they realized I was pretty decent at operating the crane. 6 days later, we completed that job, and I think it was billed out for like $120,000. And I was like, all right, I don't really understand all this yet, but I'll roll with it, and I kept doing it.
And then this one storm we were on, he was like, yo, it's dead here. Tell your guys to just drive all your stuff back and hop in this airplane. I was like, I rolled the dice, I took the chance. So we hopped in an airplane and we flew up to Michigan. I legitimately hopped in an Uber with this dude. I had just the clothes pretty much on my back. He said, fuck it, they got a Walmart where we're going. And worked with Frank Bankowski. And when I pulled up, when we got there, somebody had already had a knuckle boom opened up. Tree on house. He handed me a controller that's damn near identical to that one. And was like, all right, figure it out. First move of the whole play was use this knuckle boom.
I ended up getting a call to go to Indiana, the Joe Village's town. They had a big tornado, where I actually met Owen for the first time.
How y'all doing? My name is Justin Hartman. I'm with Canary Tree Service. We're out here in northern Indiana. Where y'all from?
New Orleans, Louisiana.
Come all the way from New Orleans. How long of a drive was that?
9 hours? No.
No, 13.
13. I drive too much, boss.
All right, where'd y'all come from?
Daytona Beach, Florida.
Daytona Beach, a little bit further than me.
1,000 miles.
1,000-mile drive.
2 months went by, and I was like, hey man, you know, this hurricane's coming. This was Hurricane Ian. We done a lot of trees on houses. Seemed like he was kind of running scared. We had plenty of stuff to do in Florida, and he wanted to go to South Carolina real fast to go deal with some more trees on houses, to leave trees on houses we've already got. He's like, who wants to go do some boats, party with some boats and cranes and stuff? And I'm like, sure, why not? I know cranes pretty well. I know rigging and stuff like that. We get to doing these boats. So then we start picking boats with cranes. And I'm talking about like 20-hour days, 22-hour days, 3 or 4 hours of sleep. The dude doesn't eat, and I'm like, whoa, man, you know, I gotta put a little fuel in the tank here.
What's up, y'all? Justin here. We're out here in Pace, Florida. We're running around with the Sherp and cranes. Check it out.
For the most part, it was me and Richard who were running the knuckle booms. Other people were setting them up and breaking them down for us. I thought it was pretty cool because by the time we were up in full swing, it was definitely, they would basically shuttle me around. Here's another crane set up, use it, pull the tree out the house, hand somebody the remote, hop in a whip. I mean, they just constantly kept the crane set up in front of me. So I mean, dude, I was out and we were cutting trees off the house, kind of like what we're doing right now, right? A couple Red Bulls and a couple packs of cigarettes. We had done probably 5, 10 jobs. It was like 4:30 in the morning. I had been cutting trees since like 6 a.m. And dude was like, yo, we're gonna set up over here at this address and do another one. And then come to find out, dude's on fucking Adderall. You're fucking cheating. And dude wouldn't sleep for like 36 hours. Try doing that sober when the fucking dude pushing you is on fucking amphetamines. I don't know how many damn pills was in that thing. Well, but it looked like my grandmother's heart medication bottle, bro. That shit was fucking fat. And then the dude hits me up in the morning. He's like, yo, quit acting drunk. I'm like, acting drunk, dog? I've been running, you know, awake for 20 hours, sleep for 6, and I've been doing this for days and days on end. I'm not drunk, I'm tired.
Things we were doing just didn't make sense. You know, at this point, we probably picked 20 boats or better. We've got them stored in a lot behind a fence. Like, I'm a human being, I'm not Superman. I require 2 things, and that's food and sleep, and I'm not getting either one of them.
I need sleep and food.
After everybody left him and figured out how much of a shit show it was, he still had the cranes left over. And then he posted something on Facebook to the extent of, hey, I'm leasing these cranes for $8 grand a month. I'm like, all right, cool. That sounds like a winner. My crane went down in Little Rock, so I was like, you know what? You're offering a lease program, so how about I just go ahead and pick one of those up and we'll just start chipping away at the debt that you owe me. Actually, I got a hold of one crane the first time, which was prime. So I called BIK personally and was like, hey, do y'all know anything about this truck? And they were like, yeah, we do actually. And they were like, why do you have it? And I was like, well, funny story is BIK wanted that truck back. I personally hand delivered that truck back to them, and I think they were pretty pleased about that. Shortly thereafter, I called Justin back and I said, hey, I turned that truck in. You still owe a debt. So at this point, what are you gonna do about it? He's like, well, I've got another one. I said, all right, cool. I said, well, I'll come pick that one up then. We were in Texas, and then as we were coming back from Texas, I stopped by New Orleans and hung out with Owen for a couple days. We were cool about everything, and I told him one of my plans. I said I was going straight from there to Jacksonville. And I said I wasn't leaving Jacksonville without another truck. And I think he kind of doubted me for a little bit. And then I called him and said, hey, I was able to pick up another truck. You ready to go play some more? Next thing you know, here I am rolling free from Jacksonville. The way I see it, I was like the last person to really deal with Justin. And the only reason I hung out so long is because everybody told me, oh, you just gotta wait, you're gonna get paid, you're gonna get paid. Well, I waited and I worked and I waited and I worked, and that day never come. So I cashed in on the best possible chance that I had to make it right for me and my family. And me and Owen's been pretty much inseparable ever since.
And in the beginning, I mean, dude, he was actually giving me some money. The checks in the beginning were cool, and then it spaced out, and then they got a little smaller, and then it spaced out again, and they got a little smaller.
Mic check what?
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
What's going on today?
Today's a pretty interesting day. I woke up this morning and they decided that they were gonna go and start repossessing a lot of the items that were up for repossession, and they took the crane frame known as Megatron. Apparently Justin had started parting it out, disassembled a lot of it. Megatron was nothing really but a rolling chassis with a shell of a 126 on it. So it's been said that Justin somehow accidentally or purposefully, I would almost say it would had to have happened by accident, but apparently shared his location with someone, to which they screenshotted it, and apparently he was 15 miles offshore. I don't know how one would be 15 miles offshore. Maybe in a houseboat. I know that the feds are calling a lot of people.
Makes sense.
Storm chasers, dude.
Nah, that's just storm chasers.
Yeah, dude.
Ain't a small world, it's a big world. We're just fucking running around it.
Yeah, we run around it. You know.
They are in the region.
All right.
That was fucking sick, dude.
So I got rotate, first knuckle, second knuckle in out, third knuckle in out, rotate, claw, and grab. I got the crane. I mean, I do know it like the back of my hand, so I might as well have made it the back of my hands.